Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have our summer transfer window roundup with a starting game of the season at home to Bayern Leverkusen. The transfer window has been quite eventful so far, it has to be said, and we've done quite a bit of business in and out so far with a net transfer spend of just £2 million. So I think we've done quite well, and we've had to make some tough decisions in the process. Isra Asensio, in the end, we have let go. He's gone to Grenoble for £4.5 million. Again, he was just a little bit too hit and miss. I really liked him, but again, it was the right move to make at this time. Pablo went to Frankfurt for just £3 million as well. And again, he played well for us, but he played against the lesser teams. And other than that, he didn't get any regular football for us. So he has left the club also. We managed to get a permanent move for Giannis Constantelias as well. He has gone to Al Fateh for £14 million. Emerson went to Al Ittihad in the end for £13.5 million. Obviously, he was in the last year of his contract. He didn't want to re-sign, so he left for that. Akin Kerr has gone out on loan to Fenerbahce for the season. We've actually signed him from Fenerbahce, but loaned him back until the end of the season, just to get a little bit more game time under his belt. But I'm quite excited by him, to be honest. Yes, he's not got a lot of height, but in terms of the wing-back type of role that we like to play, he's got the ability to certainly improve the right areas of his game whilst out on that loan spell. Casey Casella Goosen, we brought him in from Oxford for £500,000. We've sold him for £2 million to St. Pauli. Again, he was in our second team. He'd been out on loan last year, didn't get a lot of first team football, unfortunately. So, in the end, we've decided to let him go as well. And Ted Van Dorm, it was a free transfer, if I remember rightly, last year. £1.5 million we've actually received for him. Again, he was out on loan last season. He had a decent time out on loan, but again, it just hasn't worked out for him. So again, we've made a good profit on him. In terms of players coming in, Cosmin Mania came in from Steaua Bucharest, a 19-year-old Romanian international striker. I'm really excited by him, to be honest, and at £3 million for the signing, and he's worth around 30 now. And very determined character, good physicals, really good finisher as well. Hopefully he can settle into the side. Serge Kiteng came in for £15 million from West Ham. Now, I've largely signed him to be a right back. He's got really good physicals, decent positional play, and really good defensive attributes as well. Um, he can play centre back, like I say, with those defensive attributes, but he's got really good crossing ability. So I'm looking forward to seeing him out at right back. He is our replacement for Emerson. Nenad Stupar, he came in from Crvena Zvezda, the same place that we got Opricic from. £7.25 we paid for him. He's worth nearly £100 million. I think we've really done well. He's another wonder kid that we brought in. Really good looking player, really exciting type player as well. Good off the ball, good vision, really good technique. He will be a dangerous player for us this year, hopefully. Um, Tom Gall, we brought in on a free transfer. He's not a particularly good player. We brought him in as an emergency backup, but he's homegrown at club. So it gives us an extra option in the squad when it comes to the European registration. We also went along the same lines with Rocco Reitz, who we actually sold season before last, I think it was. Um, so he's come back in. He's on a free transfer again. So again, we're not missing out on a lot. And with him being at homegrown at club for the time being, again, he will help out with the registration for the European competition. Maximilian Brule came in as our reserve goalkeeper, and again, previously homegrown at club. So we've had a bit of a focus on bringing in these guys to give us those extra options for the European squad, and I think we've done quite well, to be quite honest. They're not going to light it up in the league or anything like that, but they will give us options when it comes to Europe, so it is important. Aiken Kerr, we had a look at a minute ago. £6.25 we paid for him again, loaned him out back to Fenerbahce until the end of the season. And again, hopefully he will be able to develop into a top player in the next couple of years. And a bit of a risk on this one. Fabian Mugin, French under-20 international. We brought him in from Real Madrid's C team for £7 million. Really good physicals, really determined character, with really good composure and bravery as well. He's not got the ability really as a ball playing defender, but it is something that we can develop in him. And at the age of 18, at 6'2", I think, to be honest, I'm really hoping he'll settle into the side. He's a left footer as well, which is something that we were lacking outside of Shearodia. So again, hopefully things will develop nicely. In relation to the squad, that gives us a 25-man squad actually. Yuri Havel and Martins aren't actually unhappy at the club at the moment. We tried to sell them. No one was interested, so we took them off the transfer list and they've stayed reasonably happy. So we'll see how things go with them for now. Mano Kone does want to leave for Saudi. Um, Again, we agreed a fee of 40 million. No one's actually bid that, so he is still here. But as you can see, there's a number of injuries involved at the moment. Mujin is out injured for 3 weeks. Frangashi is on his way back to fitness, but I don't really think it's wise to play him against Leverkusen. Jan Martins is struggling for fitness as well. Kone is out for a few weeks as well. Degenhart's just coming back to fitness, but as you can see, key injuries down here. Chavlina is out for about a week and a half to 2 weeks, but the big one, unfortunately, Casper Nilsson, he broke his leg in the friendly against Barcelona, so he's out until at least potentially January. So could be a big miss, but we have got players that can play in and around. So Chavlina could take up the place on that right-hand side, and obviously with signing Cosmin Mania and Nenad Stupar, we have got the extra options up front. Lewis Miley, as you can see, he scored a hat-trick in his first game. We played a non-league side in the first round of the DFB Pokal, and we won by 9 goals to 1. In terms of pre-season, very successful, if I'm being truthful. We beat the likes of AC Milan. We lost against Barcelona, but beat Real Madrid and drew with Napoli. So I think we've had a very positive pre-season. Tactically, we've stayed pretty much the same. We've had a number of approaches for other jobs as well. We did attend an interview. I was a bit loath to do it, I must admit, but we attended an interview at Bayern Munich. In the end, they went for another option. And we also got approached by France, which was a bit of an anomaly. I don't normally manage international teams on Football Manager, so I'm not too sure if I'd have accepted that, if I'd have lost my club job, or whether you could do them both together. But in the end, I thought, no, we just need 100% focus in what we're doing. The board wanted us to qualify for Europa League this year. We overachieved, I think, personally. Last year, we played a lot of good football, though. And going ahead, I think it's a very realistic aim, to be honest. If we can do reasonably well in the Champions League, just show a bit of a competitive streak, I will be more than happy, if I'm being truthful. Frank Garcia, Degenhart, Gal, and Alma, again, really struggling for fitness. And obviously, we've got the main injuries there. But Kone, Chavlina, Nilsson, all key players last season. Frank Garcia as well. So we're missing some big names in the squad. And as such, all of the players that we brought in on free transfers just to bulk the squad out, the likes of Reitz and Gal, are in the substitutes for this match. That being said, looking at the starting lineup, hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. We've got Hein in goal, Martin, Shirodia, Anastasov and Kiteng at the back, Ornelas, Catalet and Carrot in midfield with Opacic, Miley and Stupar as the front three. And obviously we've got Mania on the bench as well. So we have got options in there. We are lacking a little bit on that right-hand side because obviously Chavlina and Nilsson are currently injured. So bit of rotation needed, but Lewis Miley has been a pretty good squad player for us in recent times. So hopefully he can continue that today and we can get off to a positive start. It's going to be tough because, like I say, we are missing a number of key players, but hopefully the new signings can step up today and we can get off to a positive start. And like I say, Havel, he could get some more game time this year. We have strengthened in terms of quantity of players, but not necessarily in quality. So there is options there for him to get into the squad as well. Bakayoko here with an early corner for Leverkusen, swung in, and it's very poor from us defensively. Valdemir Gadja with the goal, and Hein, very poor decision from him to come and try and claim that. And we found ourselves behind it very, very early on here, and work to be done, it has to be said. looking at the way we've set ourselves up for that. So far, pretty nil from our point of view. Possession's relatively even, and Opicic has picked up a knock now, which isn't ideal. He has just recovered a little bit, so we'll just keep an eye on him for now. Hope for the best. Here's Carrot into Kiteng. Now Lewis Miley. Back to Ornelas. Anastasov. Just starting to move the ball a little bit. Hopefully we can continue and find a way to break through here. Martin's looking forward. He's got quite a lot of support in the penalty area. It's toward Lewis Miley at the far post, and it's just wide. It's a big chance that for Lewis Miley. And if he's going to establish himself in this side, he needs to be taking chances like that as well. Tresoldi with the header on. Chiarodia picks it up and lays it to Kiteng. Nice ball forward. Lewis Miley just picks it up. Back to Kiteng again. He's not got too much support, though. In terms of the shapes, there is a lot of similarity at the moment, so we're going to have to work hard to find the space. Chiarodia into Martins. He's under pressure, tried to play it to Opicic and Tapsoba, managing to intercept. And now Tresoldi into Bakayoko. Hinsapie manages to get in behind and squares it for Tresoldi. It fell for Nwaneri, but luckily from our point of view, Hinsapie was offside. We've grown into it a little bit as the half's gone on, but against Leverkusen last year, we drew 0-0 against them twice. We really struggled to break them down. But so far, despite the fact that we 1-0 down, we have had more chances and more possession. We've grown into the game as it's gone on. Hopefully, we can find a way to get the breakthrough. We'll ask the lads to show us a little bit more in the second half. Opicic is carrying that injury. It's a potential thigh injury, so Stupar can go out wide and Mania can come on up front for him. And hopefully going into the second half, we can get off to a quick start and find our way back into this game. Hein here with the goal kick. Well, I say goal kick, it must have been a free kick. Chiarodia just holding on to it and plays it back to the keeper. Anastasov just holding on to it again. Similar to how we play, they've got the high press on, but I think they might be doing a 4-2-3-1 rather than the 4-3-3 that we play. Martin's losing out to Palacios and Catalan misses his challenge, but Chiarodia was there to intercept. Ornelas loses out though. Just not quite looking sharp enough at the moment. Despite our very successful pre-season, we just keep losing the ball cheaply at the moment. Here's Nwaneri. Lewis Miley again tackling back and doing well to get onto it. And now Stupar back to Chiarodia. And now Martins plays it down the line and Stupar picks it up. Chance to run at the fullback if he can get past him. He's played it in first time and Mania was there. It's off the woodwork, but he was offside. And again, we're working hard, but it's just not quite happening for us. And again, against Leverkusen, we have struggled in recent matches against them. So I'm hopeful we can break our lack of goals against them, but it's not looking too promising. Lewis Miley's struggling now. We haven't really got anyone that can play on that right-hand side at the moment. So it is something that we might have to have a look at. In the meantime, I mean, can Stupar actually play out there? Not particularly. So I think, to be honest, we're just going to have to leave that as it is. And obviously our key options that we would have off the bench, we don't have available. So in terms of actually strengthening the side with substitutions, it's not really something we're able to do today. We're going to just demand a little bit more from the team, and hopefully we can find a way to get a goal today, but it's not looking too promising at the moment. Here is Fomisano into Gadja. And now Hinsapie into Opitz, into Nwaneri. Again, they're moving the ball reasonably well, but again, we need to just have that little bit of extra sharpness. And Bar is in behind, and Ibrahim Bar has made it 2-0 here, and I don't think he was offside either. That's what's being called back on, but I think the goal will stand here, and it has. And I think it's a bit harsh, to be honest, but at the same time, it's a bit of a reality check. Because like I say, last year we did superbly, but we just have lacked everything today. Martin's looking toward the far post. Lewis Miley was there. It's easily cleared by Hinsapie. Kiteng picks it up. Chance to get the cross in if he can. He fires it right across, and it's taken 3 deflections there, and it's ended up going wide, and it's a very disappointing end to that move, really. Catala, with the resulting corner, I can't imagine it's going to come to much, if I'm being truthful. He swings it in, and it's a good effort, and Kiteng was at the far post. Is the goal going to be given? I mean, we've done well, really, if it is given, and it is. So Kateng has brought us back into it here. He was at the far post, and Miley won the header. Keller made a good save, and Kateng just about managed to keep himself on side. So we've got a slight opportunity here, and we're in with a chance. We'll just demand a little bit more. Can we find an equaliser here? It's not going to look likely, I'm afraid. And we start the season with a defeat. It's a bit disappointing. I mean, Miley, he didn't have the best of games, unfortunately. He had a chance or two, but he didn't play well. Mania came off the bench, and he didn't play well either. Kiteng, despite his goal, rated a 6.9. So you can see how poor we actually were today. But again, in terms of chance creation, we weren't too bad. In all honesty, we created more chances than Leverkusen, but we just didn't take them. And from that start, we've got plenty of work to do. We haven't necessarily weakened the team. I think that having Emerson is a weakness, but Kateng will make that position his own, hopefully, as time goes on. And Opacic is injured now as well. We're constantly getting injuries at the minute. As you can see, our injury list is now at 7 players, and 5 of them are first team regulars. So we are struggling. Casper Nilsson obviously won't be back anytime soon, but Chavlina, Garcia, Kone, it's there's still at least a week from decent fitness. Will they be available for Frankfurt? I highly doubt it, but we'll have to see how things go in the meantime. There's been no draw yet for the Champions League either. We're straight into the group stage, as far as I'm aware. Um, we'll get the transfer window out of the way, and we'll see what happens in terms of Champions League fixtures as well. But I'm thinking probably going to be the back end of September, again, depending on how fixtures work. If not, looking at the actual number of fixtures that we have there, there's only 5 games there between now and the start of October. So we'll see how it goes in the meantime, but hopefully we can reverse that deficit that we've already been provided by Leverkusen and get some decent wins, because Frankfurt, they've had the beating of us a few times in the past. Mainz should be winnable, as should Nuremberg. Wolfsburg and Leipzig will be tough. So hopefully we can get the wins that we need so that it gives us a little bit of leeway on the way to what is hopefully going to be another year of qualifying for Europe. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.